So here's an unusual Star Wars thing. Well, I say it's unusual because I'd never seen it before. For those of you who have seen these data files, I guess it's maybe not so unusual. But what I'm holding here in my hand was released in 2002, so we're talking 22 years old at this moment in time. And it is a hardback binder of sorts, and it's the Attack of the Clones data file. Now, apparently there's a few data files. You will see some other ones that I'm going to do separate videos. I've got an episode 1 data file and a Star Wars data file. So it seems to be, I think for some reason, I have an extra copy of the Attack of the Clones one. Very strange. Got 2 of those. But this was released in 2002, this edition. And, you know, those of you old enough, like me, will remember filofaxes. So it has kind of like a filofax type design to it. And I'm not too sure what these things are. I don't know if they were just sold off in the, you know, you bought this basically, and everything that's in this you got. It kind of feels like it was the sort of thing where you would buy a magazine and each week you would get like a section. I don't know if that was the case, but it kind of feels like it's that sort of thing. So what you get in this Attack of the Clones one is a ring binder that you can just, you know, take bits out if you choose to. It is divided up into a whole bunch of sections. So hopefully you can see them there. Spaceship data, character data, diaries and personal and black hole fillers and stuff. I'm going to give you a quick overview of what some of these sections are. Kind of tells you at the beginning, but you know, let's not spoil it. Tells you how the file works. Wow. Do we all remember playing Jedi Starfighter on the mighty PS2? Yes, that's how old this thing is. And there's a little personal section. You can go to the tab, fill in your own details, eye color, signatures, the sort of stuff that you wouldn't fill in nowadays because you don't want to lose your data file and then have someone steal all your personal data. So, you know, maybe that's showing its age. Your mother's, my God, this is like data protection breach 101. This isn't it? School data, the school address, your best friend's details, their phone numbers, their emails. Ain't filling none of this stuff in nowadays, are you? But back in the day, you would happily just fill that in because this piece of paper told you to. Your friends, again, your allies. I don't think there's a section for enemies. It'd be kind of weird. So, wow, this person probably does have a lot of friends or allies. A memory bank, don't quite know what that is. For some reason, you put down your favorite food, your favorite drink, your favorite songs, your favorite Star Wars characters, all that sort of stuff. All we need is mother's maiden name and your name of your first cat and your favorite book, and somebody is literally stealing your entire life. A memory bank. Who knows what you'd put in there? I can't remember. Right, so there's a diary. Important dates to remember. Well, obviously 1999 is a very important date because that's when The Phantom Menace came out. And yeah, you got a bit of a calendar there. Do we get all the months? March, April, July, August, October. I think, yeah, we're going to get the whole month. We get the whole year. That's good. There'd be nothing worse than thinking, do you know what? I can only write stuff down till August. Character data. This is where we get into the Star Wars Attack of the Clones stuff. So we get a section on the Republic, the Sith, the Jedi Separatists. You can see it on the screen, can't you? You don't need me to read all this stuff out. Obi-Wan, Dooku, Chancellor Palpatine, boo! The wonderful, everybody's favourite. Everybody loves Jar Jar Binks, don't they? Geonosians, clone troopers. I do have a clone trooper. I have a Hasbro clone trooper, who's probably now going to fall over. No, he's not. Spaceship data. We get all this sort of stuff. I think this feels like a foldy outy one. It does. So this one folds. What the heck? How big is this? Right, so I'm going to fold this out and then I'm going to pull the camera back just to give you a glimpse. This has probably not been unfolded in 20 years. So we get that. So we got all the Jedi stuff on one side, and then on the other side we get Zam Speeder, and let's have a look. There we go. Now renamed Slave 1. We got a vehicle size chart as well, which is quite handy. So often we don't see these vehicles all lining up with each other. So let's fold that back in. Then black hole fillers. What is black hole fillers? Well, black hole fillers are little puzzles. I'm guessing they're filling the black holes in your day for those moments when you have nothing to do. Get some puzzles, which are thankfully undone. We get Spot the Difference. I've got to say, Attack of the Clones is probably my least favourite Star Wars movie. I just find, whilst I quite like the storyline, I just find that the film itself looks a bit too digitally. I wasn't a huge fan of the digital look of stuff. But you know what? I still watch it, I still own it, and it's still part of a great series. So somebody's done some. Oh no! Somebody's actually done the puzzle. Oh no. And then at the back, we're getting some stickers, which the stickers are unused. So that's pretty good. These were the sort of things, I'm sure my age, but back in the day, probably around the original trilogy time, you used to be able to buy cereal boxes and you would get stickers inside those and you would put them on the back of the cereal boxes and you would make your own little play sets or whatever. Get some ships. And then here there are some door hangers. Now I suspect that whoever had this before me has used the door hangers because they've gone. I did look in the other set that I had, but that doesn't even have these pages. So the door hangers are long gone. I do not know what they look like. So that's it. It's a Star Wars Attack of the Clones data file. You can still get these online. So for the sort of collectors out there, you can track them down. I tracked down this on eBay. I put a very small bid in for a whole bunch of Star Wars stuff, and the 2 data files came with it. So I'm quite happy to have these in my collection. Do you remember these? Did you even know these existed? I didn't. Hadn't a clue. But now I do. So may the Force be with you always.